Hello, Taurus. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be for Taurus, so I'm going to shuffle the cards and we'll get right into it. Let's see what's happening for Taurus. May see you feeling a little lonely or isolated or just looking for the truth, but it looks like you're going to find it, that Ace of Swords. If there's a way that you are really looking for the truth of the matter in something, what I see is that you will find it. The reason I'm saying that is that Hermit is a card of someone who isolates themselves away from the world in order to search for the truth. This lantern here with this star represents the truth shining forth. And Hermit is willing to strip away all the excess, all the external baggage and things that aren't necessary to look for the truth single-mindedly. He is a picture of the guru who goes up into the mountains. I think of like a Buddhist monk or even like an Indian guru, someone who goes, or an ascetic monk who goes up into the mountains. And we can see these sort of snowy peaks here. So if it's feeling like you're separating yourself off, sometimes this card can talk about going within. It's a card full of discipline, self-discipline, sometimes the disciple card. Someone who's, and that word comes from being willing to study the truth. It means, you know, having a dedication to something, like when you're a student of something. So it means that you're really searching for a truth. And this card represents the truth itself. This is Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords means clarity, victory, triumph. It's the swords represent the mental element, so they represent ideas. So this is the one idea, the one truth that is. You can see there's sort of like a heart shape that's happening with these laurels, palm fronds, and, you know, flowering wreaths here. So it's like when everything comes together. I call this card sometimes epiphany or revelation, or it's really just clarity. And I call this truth with a capital T. So the fact that you've got Hermit and Ace of Swords right next to one another really focuses on you looking for and finding the truth, Taurus. So I'm really hopeful for you that it shows up. The one thing I'm seeing with this, though, I'll just say, is that it may be a little elusive to you. You can see that in this card, the Hermit's kind of looking over this way for the truth, and it's right behind him. You may just need to like turn around and see what's obvious as day, because you're looking for it. You want to know the truth, but you may kind of already know it. It may be kind of following you, but you just need to turn around and see it. What is obvious as day? What do you kind of know? But you're keeping yourself in the dark over here, whereas this is just open. It can be more clear. It's out in the clear daylight. And I'm also seeing that you have King of Swords here. This is usually an air sign, so this could be Gemini, it could be Libra, it could be Aquarius. So all of those are represented by King of Swords. And King of Swords also represents the person who is very fair. He is very honest and truthful. He gives good counsel. Sometimes I call this my King Solomon card because it represents the archetype of someone who is wise. You can see these oak leaves that are blossoming and fruitful. It's kind of this card of stability, of harvest. It's a card of making good decisions, good counsel is what I see here. So, and he is looking at the truth too. In fact, this is the same sword that he holds as the sword of the truth. King of Swords is very connected with the truth, and there's a lot that I'm seeing as far as just honesty. So you may have someone who's good counsel. If there's an air sign, you may need to get the truth from them. You may ask them to be very honest and candid with you about something that helps you resolve what the truth is. And that's going to alleviate any tension, anxiety, stress that you have. This is a card, Nine of Swords, a card of worry. And in this card, I usually emphasize that these hands are bound together and they're interacting with a few of the swords, but more is being created than is actually there. So swords represent thoughts. And so this is like having too many thoughts in your head, too much anxiety. I call this card sometimes making mountains out of molehills, because you may have some legitimate concerns, problems, thoughts, ideas that you're tangling with, but don't make 3 problems into 9 problems. Don't triple your worry, anxiety, mental stress. In the reverse position, and especially following King of Swords, it's saying that you may get some alleviation out of this tension, anxiety, or worry by especially talking to this King of Swords person. All of these swords are pointing to him, and he's got the one. So it's sort of like saying you're kind of skipping between all of these thoughts, and then he's got the one sword, the one answer, which is also right here. So turn around, see the truth. Talk to this person who's likely an air sign or is in an authority position. This could be like a counselor. This could be someone who is a lawyer. It could be someone who just is in a position of authority when it comes to thought. And they're going to alleviate some anxiety for you, some fears, some concerns, some worry, all of that tension. Towards the middle of the month, I see you have a Knight of Coins here. The Knight of Coins is someone I often call this card the salesman card. This is often a earth sign, so Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And Knight of Coins is someone who drives a hard bargain. He's usually all knights or jacks are, creative, romantic, playful characters, but he is the most stable of all the jacks. So he likes to take his time. He likes to consider things and weigh things. He drives a hard bargain, and he knows the value of things. So I sometimes call this a bottom line card. If there is someone who is in a salesman position, especially regarding money that has been in the family for a while, I wouldn't put a lot of faith or trust in this person. They may not have your best interests in mind because they're in reverse and they're looking away from the couple that is surrounding the money. So if there's a salesman, a real estate agent, someone who is negotiating a bargain or a sale, I wouldn't go with him in the middle of the month. This could also be someone that used to defend the family, and is now stepping away, and more than likely an earth sign. So again, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. They are not participating in the situation anymore. They're looking in a different direction. This is 10 of Coins, which represents an accumulation of money. It's often inheritance or a windfall of unexpected money. You can see in this card there's a couple that is in a fortress, so it represents security. In this card, it's often money that's handed down to the next generation. It's a 10 card, so it's like completing of one cycle and the accumulation in the next cycle. And it's money that is collected from having made good decisions over time. So towards the middle of the month, Taurus, you may find that there's more money available to you than you expected. You may have money come out of nowhere. And you want to be sure to protect your assets and material possessions and your security, especially related to being a couple. If you're in a couple, if you're in a partnership, especially if there's any sort of earth sign or salesman who is trying to get you to involve that money in anything. I'm also seeing this is 5 of Swords, which I call picking up the pieces. It means that even after the sun has set on some situation, this is like a battlefield after the battle has taken place, it means that there's still something to collect from the situation. It means this is a person who's going to the battlefield after everything has happened, and they're collecting the swords, which is sort of like the rewards or the spoils after a battle has gone on. And I often look at it as what ideas are they collecting? What nuggets of wisdom Are they collecting from, what the sun has set on? If there's something that has happened that feels like a conflict, maybe it's conflict having to do with a Knight of Coins person or an earth sign. It's saying, what can we collect from this? What wisdom do we need to take away from all of this? It could be that in having made a good decision, okay, this is what I need to do next time. This is something I learned from that whole situation. And then I see Knight of Swords. This is someone who is a warrior type of person. Knight of Swords rushes into battle. He sometimes will even battle just for the sake of battling. But he's really good at, like, if you need someone to come and rescue you, he'll go into the tower that's burning without a thought. And he's usually an air sign, so that's usually Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. In this particular case, I don't know that he's necessarily supporting the situation. It's interesting, Taurus, because you have two knights surrounding this central figure, and they're both in reverse. So when knights are in reverse, it tells me that there's someone who you're either competing with, or they're in competition, or they are not being supportive. They are sort of on the other team. They're on the other side. They're not seeing things in the same way that you are. So be careful for these knight figures. Knights often mean experimenting too, balancing energies. So it's telling me also with anything to do with money or retrieving things from something that the sun has set on, try to take an even path. Try to not be extreme, because that's one of the things that knights can do, is they can swing between extremes, because they're all about experimenting energy. They're about trying things out. So, like, for example, this knight can be overzealous. He can say, oh, I know it's true. I'm just gonna go in and fight for something, regardless of considering others' points of view. He can be very cutting. He's very incisive, and he can see things clearly, but he doesn't really care about people's feelings. He just can, like, cut through the situation. So, when there's knight energy in reverse, either it's representing people who are not on your side, or don't have your best interests in mind, or are just not seeing things eye to eye with you. Or it can also mean that these energies are present for you, and you need to look at walking the middle path instead of swinging from extremes like knights can do. If you're interested in either of those cards, you can also look this up online. This is Knight of Coins, Knight of Earth, Knight of Pentacles. This is Knight of Swords or Knight of Air. So that can explain a little bit more about that knight energy and how it's about experimentation and swinging between extremes. So, Taurus, you have a new beginning available to you, but you have to have hope and faith and optimism in order to really see it or experience it. This Ace of Rods is new beginnings, new fire, new vitality. This image is always something that I refer to as like the baton carrier. If you think about a race, the person with the baton is the one out front who's running. Or if you look at like a parade image, there's the person out front who's holding the baton, and often like, flinging the baton, or they're the one person out front. So it's new beginning, new life. This is like a new spring, and the world is handing you this new vitality. But you do have to put yourself in a position to receive it. If it's appearing in reverse, there may be some doubt or fear about receiving a new beginning, or like thinking things can't be renewed, it's hard to see a new beginning happening. Maybe things still feel like the same old, same old. You might feel a little stuck energy if Ace of Rods is in reverse, but it's there. It's waiting for you to just sort of take that rod. It's waiting. It's sort of like if you use the image of a race, this baton is literally being handed to you. You just have to grab it and run with it. So that's what's going on there. And with Star in reverse, Star in the upright position means radiating your own natural beauty and your own natural radiance. through self-acceptance. You can see in this card that she's naked, which means accepting herself exactly as she is. And she's balanced between this water element and then the earth element. She's got one foot in the water and one foot on the earth. So stable, grounded, but yet also connecting with her emotions and connecting with the rest of nature and the universe. You see flowers here, birds, the star, the tree. It's like saying, I am one with all and I accept myself, and therefore it gives all this like hope, optimism, radiance. It's saying that you may have a hard time connecting with that there's some sort of doubt that I'm getting, especially with this star in reverse. Because star in the upright position represents hope, this could be a certain sense of hopelessness or not being able to connect to hope right now. And I'm seeing that with feeling stuck about not being able to start a new beginning. So see how it is that you can work on self-acceptance, self-love, and then when your connection with all that is starts to radiate, this is going to turn around for you. You're going to see that there's a new beginning just waiting. It's just trying to be handed to you. And then at the very end of the month, Taurus, you have some money energy happening here. You have 6 of coins, which is the person, this is all about resources. It's the haves and the have-nots. It's, do you identify more with the person who's handing out the money, or are you in the beggar position? Are you receiving it or not receiving it? Sometimes when this card appears, there's a real concern about who's receiving the money and who's not. Are you the person who has the money, or are you the person who doesn't have the money? Are you balancing your budget? Are you struggling to find money? If you have excess, are you sharing it with others? There's a lot of things about resources, or even knowledge and information, and sort of power and control of the resources that are happening here. It shows that there's resources available to you when this card shows up in the upright position. However, you may have some fears or some doubts regarding money. 4 of coins in the reverse position says that you may be clinging to everything that you have. You may be feeling like, oh gosh, I don't have enough, so I've got to hold on to every last cent. Be careful with that, because in this card, that 4th coin is blocking his heart. When we have all of our power and all of our energy holding on to exactly what we have, we kind of stop anything else from coming in. So with these 2 cards together, I'm going to say try to open up and be flexible, especially regarding material things. This card is in the reverse position, says there's a lot of fear regarding possessions. You may be feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough. How am I going to get this money? I better hold on to every last cent. And this can be miserly too. So it's saying, are you pinching pennies? Are you holding on? Are you being miserly? And are you extending to others your wealth? Now that could be financial, or that could be in any other way. Are you receiving wealth? Are you putting yourself in a position to receive? So look at your money situation towards the end of the month, Taurus. See how you can be more open or more flexible in regarding your money, because I kind of get the sense that you're feeling a little stuck with it. It kind of goes along with this. That might be why you're feeling any senses of hopelessness or lack of optimism and not able to see the new beginning that is available to you because of this stuckness. When 4 of coins is in reverse, I usually suggest to people, how can you put down the money and open your heart? How can you address whatever fears are going on? So that's my reading for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely this truth is coming to you at the beginning of the month, but do see if you can talk to the air sign person. He's going to have a lot of information for you, a lot of good counsel. And then see if you can hold on to things and collect lessons from whatever the sun has set on. Don't put a lot of faith or investment in these night characters. Just see if you can keep things stable, and then try to open up your hope and see what new beginning there is by connecting with yourself, recognizing your own worth, your own radiance, your own connection and your unique place in the universe, and then see if you can like loosen up in terms of money. See if you can become more flexible and not so like scared and holding on to everything. So that is my reading for you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Yours in the stars.